Welcome back. It's News View. I'm visiting with Ron Hart, syndicated columnist, author, and Fox News View contributor. In that order, I'm afraid. The British Prime Minister, David Cameron, he comes to the White House. David Cameron is clearly a supporter of the United States, which, not unlike Jose Calderon, who wanted to at least dish Arizona, he didn't get to address a joint session, but he and the president exchanged paintings.
Yeah, they did. And by the way, joint session is not quite as fun, not near as fun as it sounds in Congress.
Really?
Yeah, they exchanged paintings. We gave them a watercolor, and the British people gave us a big oil painting in the Gulf. They gave us the oil. The British petroleum situation has caused a lot of tension between the countries because most of their retirees they rely on that dividend, which has been cut. Obviously, not our fault. Look, you spilled the oil here. Right. I mean, you're gonna have to clean this thing up. But this Cameron guy seems like a good egg. I mean, he loves Americans. He was greeting tourists outside the White House. He went outside. No one really knew who he was. No one reads the paper anymore, it seems. He's greeting American. He just loves America. So, maybe he and Obama have to agree to disagree on that one.
You're right. Really. Well
Obama
said.
Doesn't.
Well said.
And that's probably why he didn't go before the joint session of Congress, because he was going to applaud us, not condemn us. Right. And liberals seem to love to just point out the worst in America.
Masochists.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, our exceptionalism, as de Tocqueville said, is lost on them. I mean, de Tocqueville saw this a long, long time ago and coined the phrase American exceptionalism, the valor, the strength, the entrepreneurship, the desire to help other countries, World War II in the case of the British. And he sees it, and apparently Obama doesn't. A country that allowed him to go to, Columbia, that allowed him to go to Harvard, who allowed him to become the president of the United States with, scant credentials really before that.
Well, I mean, you make the case, I think, that he is a separatist. He engages in, creates, and magnifies distinction, class distinction, race distinction, economic distinction, and while he says one thing, he does yet another. But he goes by the premise, I suppose, that divided you're conquered,
right,
and united you stand.
Yeah, I think he thinks that works for him, or maybe that's his nature. I mean, over time, you get eventually.
That's how he was raised, was it not?
White mother and his grandmother seemed to have a big influence in his life, although there was a lot of communists out in Hawaii and of course in Chicago that were socialists that had big influence on his life as well, along with the college professors. So right. I think he read a lot about the civil rights movement. I don't think he suffered any racial harm growing up. It sounded like he had the best of America. His mom's from Kansas. He traveled the country. He got a great education.
But don't you think he thought he was due that? I mean, I don't think he thought he appreciated it. I think he thought it was his due.
Right. I think we get passed along in school in the affirmative action world we live in. He's yet to say what his SAT score was. Right. I've called for it in columns. I mean, we know what Bush's was. We know what Kerry made. We know that John McCain was third from Obama's class at the Naval Academy. Obama, tell us your SAT score. If you're so smart, like the media tells you, you're smart, what would it take to get you in Columbia? He admitted one time he wasn't a good high school student. And Michelle Obama said recently to a group of people she wasn't a good high school student. And as we know, not good high school students always get into Princeton and Columbia.
Really? Show us the bumper sticker you got at Quorum's.
Yeah, on the way in today, I had breakfast at Quorum's. I love this place. They had these bumper stickers right here, and I think most people would agree with this.
I think so too. And remember, those are my views. What are yours?